Good morning, everybody. You are currently listening to A Tall Girls podcast, hosted by a tall girl named India. I hope that everyone is doing well today. I figured I should probably update you guys on those interviews that I was talking about like 2 episodes ago in my Tall Girl Chats episode. If you don't know, I was speaking about how I low-key got judged for my height in my interviews for some contract roles when I mentioned that I did this podcast, and they asked me how tall I was, and when I told them I was 5'10", they were looking at me like, oh, okay, this girl's just complaining and blah blah blah. But for those wondering, I did get one offer that I accepted. I am super excited about that. The rest resulted in rejections, but that's okay. Life's filled with rejections, kind of, especially in the beginning when you're trying to get things started. And that's all right. I mean, it's all about how we handle them. So I'm not mad about that. Some of them did look at me a little weird when I said that I was 5'10" anyways. So I figured that it was probably for the better. But yeah, that's my little update. So I'm just going to get back into this episode. Today's episode, as you can probably tell by the title, is inspired by a DM that I received a few days ago about jeans. Now, one of my listeners, one of you guys, actually asked me about places to find jeans for tall girls and some tips or advice on how to find good ones. And I figured I would do an episode on that. I'm probably going to do 2 parts because I want to take this episode to review some of the jeans that I have, because I do have tall jeans. Yeah, tall jeans, jeans labeled as tall, jeans from the tall section, whatever. You know how some brands have a tall section and then they have jeans in that section. I have some pairs of jeans from there. So I figured that I would probably use this episode to kind of review them, kind of give you an overview of different brands that sell jeans in a tall size and if they're good or not, if they're long enough, and some other specs and details on them. And then I'll probably do a second part on tips on how to find jeans that are long enough for you, because I find that it can be difficult for us to be able to find jeans that are good enough, that are long enough, I should say. So this episode I want to review some of my jeans that I have. And honestly, I'm shocked that I didn't even do an episode on this before, but you know what? Better late than never. Now, I'm going to start with my most worn pair of jeans. They're from Urban Outfitters. I know, shocking, right? Urban Outfitters sells jeans that are for tall girls. Some. Not a lot. Not the majority of them is really meant for the average height girl. I guess I would say they can range from 5'3" to all the way to 5'8". But if you're getting taller than that, like 5'9", 5'10", like me, all the way to 6 feet, it can be pretty difficult. But they come in clutch every once in a while, I would say. They sell jeans from a brand that's called BDG. Don't know what that stands for, but whatever. They sell the ones that I had is BDG Longline girlfriend jeans. So once I saw the word Longline, or just long in general, I was like, yes, I have to check that out. It's meant for me. It's long, so I have to take it. But BDG has really good quality jeans. And to find out that they made a pair for a tall woman, I was on that. I literally got one of the last few pairs that was on sale. I think the original price was $80, but I got them for $20. Flash sale. Hopped on that real quick before it sold out. And they are long enough. They're long enough to cover my ankles, which is super nice. And they have stretch. Yes, they have some stretch to them, which is honestly great for when you eat or when you're feeling bloated. I'm absolutely in love with them. I absolutely love them. I can't tell you enough that I absolutely love them. They survived through a lot of things with me. They survived through me trying to do splits or me running through mud and children trying to vomit on me and everything, and they're still going strong. Like, you can wash them, they're not going to shrink. I mean, they'll be a little tight, but after a while they'll stretch back to fit your normal body, and that's actually what I love about that. So 10 out of 10 would definitely recommend them. And honestly, BDG, you need to make more Longline jeans. So I would definitely recommend jeans from BDG if they're Longline. Next is ASOS. Now, ASOS is known for its tall section. I'm sure that any tall girl who has done online shopping before or loves online shopping has landed on ASOS at some point, at least once. Now, there's a brand called Collusion. They only sell their clothes on ASOS. And I have a pair of jeans from them. I have a pair of regular mom jeans, your normal high-waisted mom jeans, super versatile, goes with everything, blah, blah, blah. Collusion has a tall section. They do sell tall jeans, which is super cool, but they also have inclusive sizes. So they have jeans that may not be labeled as tall, like specifically for tall women or tall people in general, I should say. But they will have a label on there that says inclusive sizes. So that means that they have jeans that are for plus size, but they also have jeans for tall sizes. So from what I've seen, they have inseams going all the way up to 38 inches, which is pretty nice. I believe it's 38 inches. It could be more, could be less. It depends. But make sure you check the sizes. Now, the jeans that I have currently are not labeled as tall, but it was available in a 36-inch inseam because it was inclusive. And this is my inseam length, 36 inches. And these jeans are really good quality and they reach my ankles. But I honestly, for that style of jeans, I guess it depends. Every jeans is unique. Pair of jeans is unique. But for that one, I honestly prefer to roll them up. So if I wore them rolled up, they are not going to reach my ankles, but unrolled, they reach my ankles. So they're good. And they also have stretch, which is immaculate. I would definitely recommend these jeans as well. I did have experience with jeans from their tall section. Let me tell you, they were some dad jeans, so super baggy jeans, but they were super long, like way too long. The crotch was super long, the legs was super long. I was drowning in them. I was drowning in those jeans. I could not wear them. I had to return them because it did not look correct. So I don't know if it applies to all jeans from the Collusion Tall section, but I did not have a good time with those. So I had to return them. I would probably just stick to the inclusive sizes. They're a little more realistic, at least. I also did get a pair of jeans from ASOS Design as well. So that's just the regular ASOS brand. And, okay, let me just explain. They were tall, straight jeans. Just normal. Just you think that it's loose fitting. Straight, just go straight up and down. All of that. They reach my ankle for the most part. They just flare really weird at the ends. So I prefer to roll those up. And if I roll those up, they obviously don't reach my ankle. But unrolled, they kind of reach my ankle. They're pretty much there. And one thing that I have to say about them, which seems to be universal for all ASOS Design jeans, I don't know about you, but more so for me, is that there's absolutely no stretch, absolutely no breathing room. They suck you in. They're tight around the waist and they suck you in. And when I read the reviews on them, I'm not the only one that thinks that. There's quite a few people that think the same exact thing, that it's really hard to breathe in them. It's just very, very uncomfortable. So if you're feeling a little bit bloated that day, or if you go out to eat, it's going to be uncomfortable. I mean, yes, I guess they're meant to suck you in, give you that hourglass figure, whatever, but I don't know, they're not for me. I prefer a little jeans on the looser side, especially around the waist, because I do not feel like being suffocated. I don't like that feeling. Now, I also have a pair of Boohoo Tall jeans. They're boyfriend jeans, so they're also baggy as well. And they do reach the ground, which means that they go past my ankle. They reach the ground. And honestly, I kind of like that. It depends on what shoes you wear. Like if you're wearing platform shoes or those sneakers, platform sneakers, what am I saying? Platform sneakers, then those are really cool to wear. And it's also good for when you're sitting down. You don't have to worry about anything riding up. So feel free to wear a pair of crazy socks that day with those at that point. If you got some flying kitten socks or fire socks or whatever it may be, you don't have to worry about them showing because they're that long. Now, I don't think, yeah, there's little to no stretch, but they are not tight around the waist like ASOS's. They fit perfectly, and there's some good breathing room, some good wiggle room. If you're feeling bloated, they're not gonna like cut off your circulation or anything. So that's good. I would totally recommend them. But I do have to say that I personally don't have experience with that, but I hear that jeans from Boohoo, their color, their dye tends to run when they're washing. So I'd be careful about that if you're washing that with other clothes, especially white clothes. Now, lastly, I have a pair of Topshop jeans. Topshop does have a tall section. I think that they recently included it. I'm not too sure, but I just know that they didn't have that before. Now, I actually did not get jeans from the tall section. These are not from the tall section. They are like the Collusion mom jeans that I have, that they are from the inclusive sizes. So they have inseams. I think the highest that I've seen in the inclusive sizes was a 34-inch inseam. There may be one or two that have a 36-inch inseam, but for the most part, they go up to a 34-inch inseam, which is good for the girls that are like 5'7", 5'8", kind of 5'9". It depends because everybody has different dimensions when it comes to their height and being tall in their body. But yeah, I got the ones that had an inseam of 34 inches because I figured that I can wear on a nice spring day. It's not like capris, but it's not like full-on jeans. It's super cool, super cash. I cannot wear it in the winter or else my legs would freeze. But nice to wear in the springtime. And shockingly, they do reach my ankles. They don't cover it completely. I would say they're probably about halfway. Yeah, halfway down my ankles. And I was honestly super surprised by that. And honestly quite happy about that. So it doesn't look super weird. But this is considering that they're high-waisted too. But I kind of wear them as mid-rise. I don't pull it all the way up. But it's still good to me. I'm still glad that they actually reach my ankle. Amazing quality, super sturdy jeans. Doesn't feel flimsy, nice and thick. Like I said, great spring day. And they do not have stretch, considering they're called rigid jeans, but they don't suffocate you. It's like the Collusion jeans. You have some, not Collusion, Boohoo. Sorry, I'm just mixing up my names, but you have good wiggle room, you can breathe, you can eat in them, etc., etc. So yes, definitely recommend jeans from Topshop as well. I want to try the tall section at some point, and I will get back to you guys on how that is. So I will definitely make it a plan to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much all the pairs of jeans I have in my wardrobe. Good variety, which is awesome. I would say that my favorite is the Urban Outfitters, the BD jeans all the way. Like I said, they survived through everything, throwing up, mud, splits, everything. And they don't shrink in the wash, and they still reach my ankles, and it flatters my body. So yes, definitely recommend jeans from Urban Outfitters, especially if they're tall. Definitely also recommend Collusion jeans. Definitely recommend Topshop jeans. That is a close second after the Urban Outfitters jeans. And then after that is Boohoo You could also go to Old Navy. Old Navy has long jeans. I know that for a fact, but be careful with those because those have shrunk for me in the wash, so I would be careful with those. But they do have long jeans, at least as long as you don't dry them. You should probably be fine. I hear Pretty Little Thing is pretty good, but Pretty Little Thing, similar to Boohoo, they apparently, as I'm hearing, also run in the wash, and they can kind of, ruin those white clothes if you're washing it with white clothes. But that's just what I'm hearing. And then lastly, ASOS design is just that the hip area, the waist area, I should say, and the hip area are very tight, very constricting. So I personally would not recommend ASOS design. And yeah, that's my little review. Keep in mind, this is just my opinion. Everybody's subject to their own opinion, but that's my experiences with each of these tall, kind of tall, also inclusive brands. Feel free to hit me up on my social medias at A Tall Girls Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. You guys have been blowing me up on Pinterest, apparently. I went from like 30 something followers just last week, and now I'm at 86 and closing in on 100. It's crazy. So thank you guys so much for that. But hit me up on my social medias and let me know what brands of jeans do you like as a tall person? Do you like the ones that I listed? Do you feel differently? Let me know. I want to hear your opinions. I also want to hear new brands too. If you have new brands that I haven't mentioned, obviously please feel free to hit me up and let me know what they are so I can do another episode like this and let the audience know. We gotta help each other out, you know what I mean? Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Everything will be linked below, my social medias, where you can leave me a review, all that stuff. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Good night and goodbye.